Hey everybody, Sarah again, and I am here to show you about WordPress. Okay, so when you were setting up your site, you probably used one of the hosts that had the one-click setup, made you pick your username and login, and you logged in and you got to your dashboard. Now your dashboard is going to look a little bit more empty than mine. This is actually behind sarahakers.com, my live site as it is right now, but I wanted to be able to show you some of the cool stuff in here. All right, so first things first, everyone loves to know about appearances, so let's jump over here. Under appearances, where you're going to find a lot of the things that affect your design. So themes are very important. Themes are what make your site look like what they are. Now, it will come installed with some set themes. You can delete them if you want. You can leave them there. You can also purchase themes. These are themes I purchased. And also, if you are a WordPress dev like me, you can create your own themes. When I'm creating them just for myself, I don't bother with the preview images. That's why they are not showing up. And so there are a lot of free themes. You can just go ahead and go to Add New. And you can also purchase themes. It's great. You can just start off with something that you love. You can also go here and pick out features. So let's say you like simple. Perhaps you just want to have white and black. You can also decide if you want columns and sidebars and some other aspects that you want. Let's go ahead and apply these filters. And now it's going to show me some of them that fall under my criteria. So all you have to do is to go in here, pick a theme. Let's say you want to preview this. And you say, that's pretty nice. You know, I can just go ahead and swap out the colors. This is very simple. You just go ahead and click install. Now let's say you purchased a theme and it was given to you as a zip file. You will go here and then choose the file and upload it. So generally, if you're purchasing a theme, there's websites. Blue Chic is a great place to find it. Also, there are some pretty great WordPress themes that are also available on Etsy if you're looking for some great themes. You can also purchase themes straight through WordPress.org through here, and they will always be very nice, but sometimes you want something different. So once you have your theme installed, you can always customize it. Let's just pop in here. And this will look different for everybody, but this is where you're going to make things different. This is where you're going to change colors. Now every theme will have a different set of options. Like this one has many options, but just go for it. Remember, it'll always be under customize. Now the second thing that really adheres to themes, theme options. And so some themes will have a theme option section. It's really good here. You want to see what is going on. You can change the layouts. You can change social media settings. You can edit your 404 pages. So these will all differ by the themes that you have. And now that we've briefly covered themes, we're going to do a crash course into widgets. So widgets are what decide what shows up in widget areas. So for example, the right widget is actually the right sidebar. And so here I have said, hey, put this text here. Let me go to my site. I'll show you. Isn't that cute? Go to blog. And right here, that's the right. And I wanted to put a search and a follow. in my footer, that's where I have this. So the widgets help you set up everything. Widgets that I haven't used are all on the left-hand side. When you want to add something, you just drag and drop it and then edit it. You can always delete it. But that's it. WordPress will be a lot of drag and drop from now on. All right, let's go into the #1 difference between Squarespace and WordPress, and that is plugins. This is the big customization. So a lot of you with your one-click setup, Akismet will already be installed. It's the #1 way to make sure that you're not constantly having to worry about spam comments on your site. If it is not, I highly recommend that you add it, search for it. There's some really great widgets to be had out there. I quite enjoyed Jetpack by WordPress.com. And you can activate, delete, and deactivate as you go. There's no problem with having unactivated things here, and it is useful to turn on and off functions as you need to. Something that I will let you know is if your WordPress site is having troubles, the #1, the first thing to do is to go up here and deactivate all of your plugins. And then one by one, turn on and off your plugins. If you see the problem occur with only one plugin on, it's that plugin. Go ahead and delete it and find a competitor and use that instead. Now, that doesn't happen too often, so I don't want to scare you away. But sometimes what happens is you downloaded a plugin a year ago and it hasn't been updated, which means the person who created it is not continually not creating new updates for it, and so there might be security flaws. I'm not saying your site will be hacked, but I am saying that there'll be security flaws that you should worry about. So that's another reason you want to always have up-to-date plugins. And also, it might just not work with the new WordPress code. So WordPress.org will put out new WordPress code that you need to update. And sometimes the plugins might not work with the changes that they made. All right, that's the gist of plugins. Let me go over here and click Add New. That's very easy to add plugins. So let's just type in security. We're going to get a lot of results. All right, so one of the biggest ways to figure out what plugins to use, #1, you can search for recommendations on the web. #2, look at the rating and active installs. So for example, this is 4 out of 5, 6,000 people are using it. This has good ratings, but only 70 people are using it. 1 million active installs, 5-star rating, almost 3,000 reviews, and I also use it, yes. It's already installed. This is a great example of this works for everyone. It's last updated. It's compatible with your version of WordPress. It's a good one to go with. So this would be one that you say, oh, that looks pretty good. More than 20,000 people use it. It has a pretty good rating. It says untested with your version of WordPress. So I would be careful about that. There's usually not an issue, but there could be, because what it's saying is no one has updated this to make sure it works with the current version of WordPress. So I always be careful of this right here. It's also useful to see over here, last updated 2 years ago. Don't download stuff that's very old. It's just a bad habit to get into. You want to have stuff that was updated like this. See, 15 hours ago, compatible with your version, over 100 installs. So that's how you want to do plugins. And you can just search by any keyword. If you know the author, go for it too. But you can do a lot of stuff in here, like I showed you with my plugins. There's millions and millions of plugins. This one creates a box that sends a tweet out. So that's great for quotable bits you want to add in your post. This is for Google Analytics. This adds Pinterest widgets. This moves my login. Instead of /wp-admin, I have a different login URL. This, social lockers, what happens is you can hide a section of your content and people have to pay to see it with a like or a tweet or a Google+. Definitely install something like Updraft Plus. You want to make sure that you have backups going. Now, if you have a managed site, so if you picked one of those that have a quick install, they likely do backups, but you want to double check. I know that Name.com and GoDaddy, since I've worked with them, they do have their own backups on their server. But if they do not, you want to make sure that you are backing up your site, because if something goes wrong and you for some reason need to start fresh, you don't want to start totally fresh. You want to start like what you had up yesterday or maybe even last week, but nothing further than that. And then lastly, everyone loves Yoast SEO. It's a great thing for your posts and pages. Speaking of, let's go over to posts. And this is where all of your blog posts live. Let's just give it a quick second. It is pulling this up. All right. So all of your posts live here. Those tables are looking a little funky, but that's going to be okay. And this is where you can see Yoast SEO. It'll tell you what is the functionality of it. You can add a new post here, bulk actions, drafts, private, all of that is in here. It'll work great. And I'm going to quick pull up a post. We're going to see what it looks like. And if you just give me a quick second, it's going to pull up that page. Oh, aw, snap. Let's see if I can get it going now. There we go. Sorry about that, friends. All right, so here's a post I already have got going. So when you're doing your post, visual is where you get to type stuff, you can highlight, you can hit bold, you can add photos and videos and forms. Now, text is where you can add your own HTML or anyone else's HTML that they designed for you. So go ahead and go for it. So if you have or know a little bit HTML, or you have taken my, my course on HTML and a little bit of CSS, you learn how to make beautiful posts and pages, this is where you're going to be spending your time. Over here are categories. My advice to you is pick 3 to 5 and don't have any more than that. Why is that? Well, that's because my philosophy is your blog should have a focus, and categories is the best way to have that focus. If you have 5 categories, then you can have no more than 5 foci. Tags is where you get to go nuts. That's where you get to say as much as you want to tag in here. The category says this is what it's going to be talking about. Featured images, you definitely want to make sure all of your posts have featured images. When someone wants to pin your blog post, this is the image that they're going to use. Or if they're going to use the Buffer app to pull it and tweet it or put it on their Facebook, this is the image. So you're going to want to create great featured images for your blog. If you have Yoast SEO installed, it's going to be super useful. It's going to help you adhere to the best tenets so that your blog post has great SEO. Everything that's green is good, orange is work on, red is other issues. So that is all about posts. Let's quick ride into pages. We'll see how quickly that works for us. Okay, great, that loaded just fine. So here are all pages. It's pretty simple. If you want to add a new page, you go for it. You can have drafts of pages. You can always change if a page has different templates, if your theme has templates. You can also change the status from published to draft, back and forth, whatever works for you. And there's one more thing that I'm going to do. Go back into appearances. Let's go under menus. Menus are super useful. So let me go back over here. All right, I have home, about me. Instead I have blog here. I created my own categories and drop downs to show up. Now when you are in menus, you can go ahead and just pick pages to move over. Or you can choose to have categories go over. So that's what's under my blog. I said, these are my categories, including most popular. I want them to show up. It's very useful, especially the most popular category. If someone's new to your site and they see most popular, they will click on that. So you want to make sure that you have a great blog post all in your most popular categories. So these are all pages. However, let's say I wanted to add something. You can also add custom links to show up underneath here. So let's say that you created a course at Teachable. You could go ahead and link here to that course and say, free course, add to menu, and it would show up underneath here. It would look just like a regular menu item, but it would actually be a link to a separate place. So keep that in mind. It's not just your pages. You can have your categories, heck, even your posts and custom links in your menu. So go ahead and create your menu, hit Save Menu. You are all set. So the last thing that you need to know about comments, this should be pretty easy. They'll all show up here. You can approve, you can reply, you can edit. If it's spam, you can hit spam, trash, you are all done. If someone subscribed to the comments, you'd be able to see them here. And then lastly, let's go to the media library. All right, so the media library is more than just images. As I'll show you right here, this is a PDF. You can upload PDFs here too. Then you just grab this URL, and that's where the PDF lives. And then you can just copy and paste that link somewhere in a post, and then that would allow someone to download the PDF from inside your post. So remember, more than just images, PDFs and documents can go in here too. Okay, that is all I have for you today. All of this in general settings you've probably already set up when you had your managed or host WordPress site set up. If you ever need to change anything, you just go into Settings General. Most of the time you will be in the Reading section. You want to make sure that your front page is static instead of showing your latest posts. You just assign the page you want it to go to, and you assign the page where the posts will be. You can always change how many posts you want to show on that page. And if you want summaries, and when someone decides to follow your blog, make sure to customize these emails. And then hit Save Changes. Okay, that's your super short crash course into WordPress. If you have any questions, let us know. But your job is to just go in there and play in the dashboard and figure out WordPress, and especially start writing amazing blog posts and content.